Let me tell you about Sara. Sara is a wickedly smart MBA. I can tell you in our interaction with Sylvan Learning Systems over the last couple of years, Sara is definitely thinking ahead. A lot of innovation. She keeps her franchisees in check in terms of marketing, and she's got some great ideas for the company as a whole. And it's been challenging because in many ideas that Sylvan's looked at for us to produce, it's pushed our IT team and it's pushed us to think more intellectually. So hats off to you for pushing us around. Just kidding.
No problem.
We're going to go back and forth here. We haven't practiced this. This is our first time through, but we're going to set the stage a little bit. And Sara, you can comment on these. We mentioned above the line and below the line. Well, below the line spending, according to Winterberry, they're on one of our webinars recently, and one of the individuals talked about how it's a $178 billion market and direct mail is about $56 billion. That's pretty formidable compared to the above the line market. I think Winterberry has about $165 billion, huge markets. And what they're seeing is pretty well around the clock. Digital is increasing. You can see double-digit %. I think we can all understand that. Teleservices is up a little bit. Direct mail is down. I mean, quite frankly, when the insurance businesses and banks pull out of that stuff, it really brings the market down quickly. And interesting, I don't have it here, but the TV audience or the TV marketing spend is up by 8%. Newsprint is down by 8%. But TV's up by 8%, which is interesting. So there's still ads going on TV. In terms of what Sylvan does, if you looked at that rotation of spends, where are you up and down?
I think that Sylvan is a franchise organization, and if any of you are familiar with franchise organizations, our marketing and advertising investment is largely driven by our revenues. It's a typical formula that's baked into our license agreement, and so overall, our spending is reflective of our struggling revenue base, and so we're down a little bit, but we are in a position where we are switching the allocation of investments. We are in a position where we are including things like social, more proactive PR, more proactive integration, more proactive local marketing, not necessarily relying as much on paid media as our primary volume driving activity. Have come to the long, slow realization that our revenues are best driven at the local market level from the territory up. We are a relationship-based business, and we are reorienting our allocations to reflect that approach.
You're an organization that, do you set the marketing pace and tone for your franchisees, or do they come to you and have their own way of doing things?
We have a pretty lean marketing staff. We have a body that we work with called the NAC, which is the National Advertising Committee, and it's made up of franchisee representatives as well as company representatives. And with the NAC, the marketing team and corporate level team sets the strategic approach. And we also provide, any number of materials. So, I think that for us, we set strategy, we execute we build a lot of capabilities. In the end, it is quite a bit up to the local operator to actually put their feet on the ground in their territory and use the capabilities that are provided.
Okay. So if we move along here in this journey, another interesting stat for anyone who does direct mail marketing as part of their direct marketing mix, the number one issue in 2009 was how do you combine offline and online? That's the number one issue. Obviously, we're seeing it in the real estate market. Realtors tend to spend about 6% on online and 4% on print, so they're moving towards online. But the online integration and analytics are certainly important to people that do direct marketing. So, Sara, where would you see yourself on that chart? Is that something you're concerned with as well?
So in my background, I was director of database marketing at Domino's Pizza, and then I kind of have this parallel background of field marketing and database marketing. And I was actually hired at Sylvan as director of database marketing. And after about 3 weeks, we determined that there were no databases, and hence there would be no database marketing. And so I reverted to my most recent career in field marketing and worked with our advertising co-ops. Since then, and I will have been at Sylvan for 9 years in January, we have had a lot of changes in our organization that have finally brought about the capability for us to implement the necessary technology so that we can actually know who our customers are. And so for us, we are definitively in the mode of building and forming our capabilities to get data where we can, integrate appropriate solutions, build out capabilities that we can use at the enterprise level to support centers. I heard someone talking earlier about the end-all be-all of data, and how excited everybody is to have data. And we have a little bit of that going on, but we are also well-grounded in the reality that when you are in a position where you really don't have a single customer name, and then you get it, you shouldn't be making this, quantum leap to a super hyper regression based yakety yak solution that takes you way too far ahead. So we are starting with baby steps to make sure that our data is structured well, correctly, usable, can be intelligently interpreted, et cetera.
Okay. Well, the shift is real. We're seeing it. This whole idea of a mass to target our audience has changed, and the speakers you've seen here today will specify for each of their domains. Was there a time when you did more mass marketing where you weren't using data?
Well, I mentioned before that in the years when I first got here, certainly our growth rate was double digit for the last 15 years, compounded annual growth rate. And that was purely based on the strength of the brand, our market penetration. We bought a ton, not in terms of like P&G land, but for us, a ton of TV, both DRTV cable as well as local market affiliate-based TV. And we grew a lot. And we became very comfortable using that tool. And so this transition that we're undergoing now is uncomfortable, but it's necessary.
Okay. When this term companion marketing, it's integrated marketing, multi-channel marketing, whatever you want to call it. The clients that deal with us, the online channel, that list is probably 3 times that. But everything from banner ads, pearls, girls, social networks, RSS feeds. On the offline channel, we have clients that do kind of a compilation mix of everything you see there. And then the agencies we typically work with are dealing with these profit drivers in the middle, helping the clients figure out everything from creative to timing that triggers personalization. And Sarah and I will actually take you through some of these and give you some examples. Are you leaning one way or the other today? In terms of online versus offline?
So I think that what we're leaning towards is trying to figure out the best mix of channels that we can use to motivate our mom, motivate purchases in a profitable way. So I don't think that we have a bias towards online and offline or online. I think there are certain folks that we've talked to that if you look at this from an expense side, you might say online. But when you really dig in and you look at the effects that the combination of channels have on your audience, and you look through the lens of ROI, that you become more channel agnostic and hoping to find the combination that works best.
Right. Okay, so it sounds like it's a mix. This slide was just a helper slide where we're going to go. We're taking some of the themes on the previous slide, and we'll talk through them and give you actual examples. One thing that you've done with our company is you've developed marketing tools that help your field, your local stores, and your local franchisees do their marketing. Tell us more about that and how you get them to get on these things and communicate to their local communities.